right, welcome back again to another episode. Super awesome time. This is episode number 8, and I am here with my co-host, Curly.
Hi.
Hi, Curly. How's it going?
Hey, not bad.
Awesome. I'm your host, Ryan, and this is the Cursewords and Cursive podcast. Surprisingly, this is episode 8. Wow. Hey, everybody. Today we are joined with our special guest, Mr. Brandon Sanchez.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, Brandon?
Pretty
Great
good.
to have you. This was actually kind of quite last minute, huh?
Yeah, it was.
It was super last
Very-
minute.
Very last minute.
Thank you for accepting this request on this very last minute.
No problem. Yeah, I was just at home and then got text and saying, "Hey, you want to be on the next show?" Sure thing,
Sure, when's it gonna be? In like 30 minutes. Get over here. You know.
Like now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was driving 80.
I don't. As I was telling Curly, he lives way out there, but he has a big truck. He's like, I'm already in Bloomfield. I was like, oh shit. So but yeah, definitely. We were actually planning on having you on sometime. We planned it out. Remember?
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting it to be tonight. But,
Neither were we. I swear, neither were we.
Yep.
But it's totally cool. Totally cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I listened to a couple of episodes and I'm stoked to be here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, you do have a pretty cool story. You have many stories to tell.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure a lot of folks don't know about stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is totally different from previous episodes, different from the music industry, but still part of the entertainment business,
Yeah.
the theatrical side of things, like shows and whatnot behind the scenes and stuff you don't
Folks
normally
see it, but they don't know too much about what goes on, right?
Yes. And the toll it takes on your body and the experience that you have going and traveling and stuff.
So what for our listeners, what exactly we were talking about is
Powwow dancing and just sharing your culture and dedicating your health, your fitness, your life to it, and trying to be the best you can be and hang with champion dancers across the country. And it's a tough circuit. It really is, and not many folks know about it, but they just think it's powwows, hit a powwow here and there every weekend, different state every weekend and whatnot. But really, it's a circuit, and it's a competitive circuit. And you get a lot of champion dancers that have been doing it for a long time, since they were kids, But I was only introduced to it like back in 2007.
Let's talk about that. Like when I was younger, I said basically what you're saying now. Like, I just thought it was just a thing people did just at some time, certain events, certain places. They're just like, oh, there's gonna be dancers tonight. We're gonna go dance tonight, and that was it. It was a one-time thing. I did not know there was so much that went behind it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So let's go back to when you first started to powwow dance.
Well, when I first started, I was just watching YouTube videos, and my brother, he was a dancer, and it started because I moved to Tennessee, Nashville, and he was a dancer, grass dancer, and I've always wanted to dance, and he was telling me about his experience when he would travel. He met so many great people along the way, and he got to tour Germany, Switzerland, and other countries, and people would pay you to go do that. They pay your flight, your hotel, and whatnot, and you just do it. It's probably like one of the easiest things to do.
Wow.
If you're good at it. And when I moved there, I wasn't in the best shape of my life. I tell you that,
Yeah.
But I just watched him, and he took me to a couple powwows here and there, and I started getting introduced to it. And then I told him one day, I said, hey, I want to learn. And he was like, well, you got to put in the work, put in the work. And I thought it was easy and whatnot, but no, it was tough. And he made me put on his, what they call regalia. Then, you got your regalia and you got beadwork on top of that. And then you got moccasins. The moccasins aren't like shoes, you just got a thin layer of leather, and you're just dancing on hard floor or grass, dirt, concrete, pavement, or stage, just wherever. And it really does take a toll on your body.
So what was that first thing you said? What's it called?
Which one?
The first one you just now mentioned, the regalia.
Yeah, like regalia, it's what they call it, but it's basically your outfit.
Yeah, it's the whole outfit.
Yeah.
Or is it a big part of the outfit.
Yeah, like just basically your whole outfit.
Yeah,
That's what they call it, a regalia.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes they weigh 10 to 50 pounds depending how much beadwork you have. And imagine dancing 3 minutes, doing all these moves, and you're moving every part of your muscle from your thighs, your calves, and your upper body, and you're also carrying, other stuff. And it just takes a toll, and you're dancing on uneven ground, grass, thick grass and whatnot. It really takes a toll on your legs
Yeah.
if you're not fit for it.
Oh.
So, but when I wanted to learn how to dance, he's like, "Here, just do this, do this." I mean, I just did the basic steps every chance I got after work, and I just slowly moved up.
Was there like the beginner steps?
Yeah.
Was there like phases? Like he told you to do this.
Yeah.
As just as part of being a beginner.
Yeah, and it was just hard because you would think it's just power music. You just think it's just a straight beat.
Yeah.
Like, how am I supposed to dance to every beat? How am I supposed to dance to every single beat? And I was trying to dance to every single beat, but really, you're dancing to every other beat while one foot is hitting one single beat, but your other foot is hitting every other beat. And I didn't realize that until the more I did it.
Yeah.
And it finally became clear to me, like, oh, this is what I need to do. And I kept doing it, and I kept doing it. And finally, I got the concept of how a song structure was. And I didn't know anything about a strong song structure, I was into it. And it's just like music, music has a structure to it.
Yeah.
All songs have a music structure, you follow timing. It's all timing. That's all it is. And it's the same way with dancing, all timing. And with power dancing, you just go with how you feel. You're expressing your emotions, you're expressing yourself, and all of that. You express how you feel, and it's really good. It's a really good cardio workout. It keeps you in shape, and it really tests you and your cardiovascular because a pizza may sound good for dinner or a hamburger, and then you go eat that, and then you go and practice, and you're like, oh, you feel it afterwards,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden that pizza doesn't taste so good after that, Though it's a dedication, it really is, and it tests your mentality too.
Yeah.
And because you're trying to compete at a championship level with all these other dancers, and you kind of like get discouraged because you're not getting it right away. But it's just like everything else, you got to be patient and apply your mind to it and stay strong. And it really was for me. I was really discouraged because my brother helped me make my first outfit and my designs and whatnot, and I really got into dancing. And we went to this powwow, in Kentucky. It was the first annual, and they paid good money for first annual powwow. I think it was like $600 for first and $500 for second, $400 for third.
Yeah.
And it was just a small powwow, and there was only 3 dancers, or actually 4 dancers. And my brother, he would think he got second or first, And then there was this guy, he was like an older guy, he was from South Dakota, and not the greatest outfit or whatnot. And then, I thought, me being big headed, I was like, yeah, guaranteed third place, $300 or $400 in my pocket already for that weekend. And sure enough, man, I got beat by that guy. And I had a nicer outfit and whatnot, and it was like I felt really discouraged. And, I still remember that talk my brother gave me back home. He was like, he was harsh. He was like, man, you fucking sucked.
Damn. Yeah.
He was like, I'll tell you that you sucked. And, when you're barely starting, and those aren't the words you want to hear,
Exactly. Exactly. That's what makes people quit stuff like that,
Yeah, and I couldn't believe he said that, but it just motivated me. I took it as like, all right, and he was like, and that's where I learned my lesson. It was like, you could have the nicest outfit and the nicest beadwork, but you still can't get beat. You can still get beat, and that's the lesson I learned, and I apply that today too. It's like, how would you interpret it? Like, it don't matter who you are. You are who you are, despite what you wear, what kind of vehicle you drive, or how much money you make. You're still a person. It's basically how I interpret it.
And it reflects if you're like a shitty person too.
Yep.
You could have like really nice stuff and really cool things, but then you're not going to have any friends because you're such a shitty person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're not going to come in first because of how shitty you are,
Yeah. Then it was a lesson, and that's when I stuck to a diet, and I went down to the lowest weight I could possibly get, which was like 175, and that's that was a big achievement for me. I felt really proud of myself. And then I started dancing. started dancing more, and and everybody started noticing me. And but I was already a shadow back in Tennessee, the Southern Circuit.
Uh-huh.
I was already a shadow because everybody knew my brother and they knew he was a good dancer. And those were pretty big shoes to fill, when your brother's a good dancer and he's well known down in the South. And then, hey, you got another little brother.
You think that's kind of why he was like so harsh on you?
Yeah.
Because like he kind of has a reputation, and then his little brother comes up and he's like, "You did a shitty job. You sucked."
Exactly. It's kind of like how your family built the foundation for a name for themselves, like a business, and then you get handed the reins and you run that business to the ground, and you're like,
you're disgraced.
Yeah. It's basically what it felt like.
Yeah.
But then after a while, I just left Nashville. I left Tennessee, came back here, and I went to school, but I still danced, and the competition out here was a lot harder than it was down south. Down south you only had maybe a few good dancers, but it was all politics. Politics. That's all it is down south. And now that paid attention more to it and got more involved with it, and here it was a whole nother level of competition, and I knew I had to step up my game, and practice harder, stick more to my diet and whatnot. But also at the same time, I was at school, so you could juggle your personal life and that, and it starts to become a toll on your body because you're applying yourself at school. Your mind, your mentality is focused on that, and then you go over here and your dance, and some of it, call it a stress reliever and whatnot, and that's what I took it as too. At the same time, was to get away from ordinary life, but you're competing against yourself, and you're trying to prove to yourself that you can hang with these guys, and that's what I did. And kind of, I didn't make a name for myself, but I just made friends and whatnot, and and that's all it was. Then I just took it for that. I just loved it. I loved dancing, and I just took it for the fun of it. And that's what I took it as first, but I didn't know anything about the competition of it until I got more involved with it. And that's when I set goals for myself, and that was that. My dancing, and that's what kickstart off a lot of things. And I was told about theatrical dancing, dance theater and stuff like that. I didn't know they had stuff like that until my brother told me about it, and he was involved in some of those, and my uncle was too. My uncle is a hoop dancer, and he's world champion hoop dancer, and my friend is a world championship hoop dancer too. And I'll get into that later on.
Yeah.
But, just them guys guiding me and whatnot. I wouldn't be where I am today without those two.
Yeah.
And but fast forward back to when I started school, I applied my mind to that and whatnot, and I kept in contact with my uncle, and I was in school, and I was 1 year from getting my degree. 1 year, I was on the vice president's honor roll list and whatnot. I was really proud of that. And then about spring of 2013, I get a phone call, and my uncle goes, "Hey, I got this contract, and I want you to be part of it." And I said, "Sure." He goes, "It's a theater show. You think you can do it?" I said, "Yeah, I can do it. How hard is it to get up on stage and dance? It's just like going to a powwow and dancing your 2 songs in front of everybody." I took it as that.
How long apart was this from when you went to school? Like, what was the gap between then and then?
I started in 2010, fall 2010 for school. And then when I was offered that contract, it was March of 2013.
Oh, wow. So there's been some time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in between that time, I was still dancing
Yeah.
locally. And so when I was offered that contract, I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it on. I'll take it. How hard could it be?" So then about April, he called me back. He goes, "Hey, man, I got you a spot in there." I talked to the promoter, the guy in charge. He said, "Yeah." And, I asked, I was like, is it worth it for me to go? And I said, "Yeah, it's worth it. What else? Where else would you get the opportunity to go do a show?" So I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." And he goes, "You know where it's at?" I said, "No." I was just thinking of just a small town place, whatever. And he goes, Niagara Falls.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well,
He goes, Niagara Falls. And he goes, "We're going to pay you $150 a day for 3 shows. What do you think of that? 7 days a week." And I said, $150 a day, that's pretty good money just to dance, do what you love to do, And I said, "Sure, I'll do it." So then they get the contract, and whatnot. And then I get my flight itinerary. It says, "You're leaving this day and this day." And, it's a 2-week run. And I got grouped with some good dancers, champion dancers known across the country. This country, basically.
Did you already know them, or did they know you?
No, like I said, I was new to the whole theatrical scene. I was brand new, and these guys have been dancing theatrical shows for a long time.
Yeah.
And so I get, I board my flight. I go to Albuquerque, board my flight and whatnot. I was really excited, and I didn't know the owner of the show was a millionaire.
What?
Yeah.
whoa.
He was a millionaire. And that was pretty intimidating. When your boss is a millionaire.
I don't think I've ever met a millionaire. Have you?
No.
No,
Never.
I might have met, I don't know,
No.
a couple thousands of there, but not $1 million person. I don't think I ever have.
Yeah, and then once I land, my uncle's there with our boss and whatnot, and they take me to this deli place. I think it was called the Butcher Shop or whatever it was called. I don't remember. And he was asking me, what do you dance? And I said, a grass dance. And then he was like, what kind of dance is that? And I just told him, it's a good dance. And he was like, come on, don't be shy, kid. I was like, 23 at the time. And, I never really traveled by myself. I always small town boy here.
Yeah.
Never really socialized with anybody. So, he was like, yeah, speak up, and he was like, speak with your nuts. And I was like, oh, shit. My uncle's like, you tell him this, it's a fucking awesome dance,
Like, give it to him.
Yeah. So I was there eating my turkey sandwich and whatnot, and they're just talking, and he was like, are you a good dancer? And I was like, oh, shit. I don't know if I classify myself as a good dancer, And to me, I wasn't, I thought I was okay, but yeah, I never really said I was a good dancer, and I just wanted to go for the experience.
You never been to Niagara Falls in your life?
No, the only two places. Yeah, I never been to Niagara Falls, but but I traveled extensively, to different parts of the country.
Yeah,
but never Niagara Falls, so it was pretty cool. And when I got there, they were like, yeah, you don't have to pay your hotel, whatnot. Your flights are paid for, your hotel's paid for, and I guess that guy, he owned that. I think it was called the Quality Inn. He owned that, and they owned the restaurant. And he was like, you get 50% discount on your food. So I was like, hey, you can't beat that. Staying at a hotel for free.
Yeah.
And your job is just right across the street.
Yeah.
The Cursewords in Cursive podcast. Available on Spotify or wherever else you get your podcasts.